At 9, my mother took me to Overeaters Anonymous. I remember sitting in this room filled with people. My mom coaxed me to stand like the others. My name is Lisa, I'm 9 years old, and I'm a compulsive overeater. Hi, Lisa! Roaring applause. I remember the laminated card I got with the things I was allowed to eat that we had to post on the refrigerator. The only thing I got from attending OA was my desire for applause. From 9 to 16, there was a litany of diets. There was the Cambridge diet, the foulest tasting powder and fistful of vitamins. It was like the precursor to Herbalife without the catchy slogan, "Lose weight now, ask me how." There were the yummy chocolate toffee squares with the unfortunate name, AIDS. I could eat a box of them with a glass of milk, hands down. There was the Beverly Hills diet, the one where you only eat pineapple for 2 days, and then you wait 2 hours and you can eat 2 bananas. My mouth was a blistered mess. But that didn't stop me from eating my allotted bananas, though. I still can't stomach watermelon after that diet. I did Atkins in junior high. I was made fun of all through my school years, not so much because of my size, but more because of my crazy eating habits. Going to lunch in the 9th grade with a whole chicken didn't do much for the whole fat girl stereotype, even if I was on a diet. I had spent years feeling sorry for myself because I was fat. I'd had those 3 encounters with men, one of them being Tony. Ultimately, I think I was with him because I believed if I wasn't with him, no one would ever want me. Yet when we broke up, I actually felt a huge sense of freedom. When he left me, I was okay. It was the beginning of a great journey for me. I had wanted to change myself for so long, and here I felt like someone had tossed me into the water and said, sink or swim. Of course, being fat, I could only float, which leads me to the huge epiphany I had. I was driving home from work one day. I'd had a really, really crappy day. I worked in a place where my boss didn't like me. Every Friday, I had to have a meeting where I would go in and tell her all the good work I had done, and she would then tell me why that wasn't good enough. I called those meetings my "you suck" meetings. Then I would drive home from work to my apartment where I lived alone with my 2 cats who hated each other. On this particular Friday, it had just been a bad week. I was feeling very, very sorry for myself. I was feeling especially fat and homely. As I was speeding down the street, I didn't notice that the cars in front of me had stopped for the red light. When I finally looked up, I had to slam on my brakes. I came to a screeching halt just millimeters from the car in front of me. My whole body was shaking from the momentum of the stop. My belly was shaking like Santa's all jelly-like. My upper arms were swaying. My whole body was moving, and that just set me off even more. I started screaming at myself, I hate you. I hate that you're so fat. I hate that my underarms are all flabby. I hate that my belly moves on its own. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. My eyes welled up with tears, and I drove the rest of the way home in silence with tears rolling down my face. I walked into my house and, like most nights, walked straight to the bathroom to weigh myself. I got on the scale dressed. I got off the scale and peed, and then got back on the scale. I got off the scale and undressed, and then got back on the scale. I got off the scale and picked up my clothes and held them while I got back on the scale. In that moment, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, standing there, naked, holding my clothes. It gave me pause. What was I doing? Who was this? Was this the person I'd set out to be? Was this the self-confident toddler that knew she wanted 2 both when given the option between cookies or ice cream? No. This wasn't her. The girl looking pitifully back in the mirror was the girl who was desperately waiting for someday. She had waited for someday her whole life. Someday when I lose weight, I will fill in the blank, be an actor, be happy, be in a relationship, live in Los Angeles, be a comedian, be alive. I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, what if this is it? What if this is the body I will have for the rest of my life? I dropped my clothes and grabbed my belly and thanked it. I rubbed my hands over my whole body and thanked it, every dimpled inch of it. I thanked it for being the best body I could have. I thanked it for carrying me so far on this amazing journey, and I promised it that I would love it and take care of it from now on. With that, the first step was moving to LA with my 2 cats who hated each other. I figured if I was going to die alone on my couch with my cats and my guacamole stained t-shirt, then I should at least do it in Los Angeles, where I had the potential of making some of my dreams come true. The second epiphany, the coming into my own, so to speak, was when I finally got that there are men who love fat women, and I am their queen. It was truly a powerful and exciting time for me, and it was also a bit sad and lonely. There's something really hot about someone who's self-confident. It's exciting, it's attractive, it makes people want you, and in the world of fat women, in the world period, there aren't a lot of truly self-confident people. I found my niche. I was queen of the prom. All men wanted me. I came to realize that most men, regardless of their preference, want sex. And most men, regardless of their preference, would beg for sex from a self-confident woman. Yes, even a self-confident fat woman. And in some cases, especially in the case of a self-confident fat woman. Why? Because it's forbidden. For all the reasons I tried to fix and change myself my whole life, because it was wrong to be fat, because it's hedonistic and decadent, because it's plentiful and abundant, because fat is soft and squishy and welcoming and inviting. All those reasons make a man swoon, and if not for those reasons, then because they have to try, at least once.